Hello, my name's Pat Manning. I'm Production Team Manager here in Dagenham Engine Plant, and it's my pleasure to present Project 238, the utilisation of drones for maintenance. Can I introduce you to my team? It's Steve Thorold, Preventative Maintenance Team in Dagenham, Craig Barnard, Line Maintenance, Andy Turner, Production Operator, and Paul Monnan, Senior Maintenance Coordinator. This is the Dagenham Engine Plant drone team. So we started this project in 2017 after there was a alert sent out by the Global Safety Group that there had been an incident in Windsor Engine Plant. A CNC gantry track had dismounted from the rails and fell onto the shop floor. This had the potential to cause fatalities. This wasn't the first incident of this type that we've had in Ford. There had been 4 reported in the previous year. Lessons hadn't been learnt from the previous incidents, so we at Dagenham wanted to do something different. The Global Safety Team sent out an instruction that we had to check all our gantries. To do this, Dagenham Engine Plant estimated it would take 15 days to check the 160 gantries we have on site. To do this, we would have to stop production. Our employees would have to work at height, and it would take a considerable amount of time and effort to complete. To gain access to this type of gantry equipment, the maintenance teams would have to work at height using scaffold, mutes and bespoke steps. This would take a considerable amount of production time, and the cost involved would be considerable to the plants. To carry out this type of inspection would have an impact on production. We would have to stop, isolate the gantries before our maintenance teams could inspect. We would have to erect scaffold, do the inspection, and then remove the scaffold before we could restart production. Dagenham Engine Plant estimated it would take up to 15 days to complete. So we needed to find a different way. The Dagenham team looked at what resources and what equipment we had around us at the time to be able to do this in a better way. We took GoPro cameras and we put them onto our gantries and we filmed the track moving. The use of GoPros gave us some really good results, and we used these GoPros to good effect. We got some good pictures. We could see the track moving in 3 positions along the length of the gantry. The issue we had, our employees still had to work at height. We were restricted by a 30-minute battery life. If we were going to do over 160 gantries, it would take a considerable amount of time and effort, and we couldn't continually film. So we had to find a better way. The team got together and held a brainstorm event. It was here where the drone idea came from. Decided to fly a drone over the full length of the gantry to see if we could improve on the images that we had from the GoPro. It was from this point this project started to develop. This is the drone that we have chosen to carry out these type of inspections. We trialled several different models, but this is the one that fit best the type of inspections we need to carry out here in Dagenham. The drone is supplied by a company called Unique. They are based in the UK. They have outlets in China, in USA, in the Arab states and across Europe. The model we've chosen to use is a H520 hexacopter. It comes with a selection of cameras and can be interchanged easily. Each camera has a 3-axis anti-vibration gimbal system, allowing 360 camera rotation for stable videos and images. We've worked with Unique to develop an anti-collision shield around the drone, just in case such a collision should happen. We put in these drones into very confined spaced areas. We're using them in roof spaces, we're using them in gantries. So we needed to protect the drone and the equipment that we were inspecting. Trials were carried out successfully on all areas of the gantry. We were able to film the gantry and the section of the gantry that we needed to in a much quicker time than if we used traditional methods. The footage can be taken offline and can be reviewed in more detail, or it can be reviewed at the point of filming by the drone operator and the banksman. The time taken to inspect a 40-metre long gantry was reduced down to 12 to 15 minutes, where using traditional methods we would take around 6 to 12 hours depending on the type and the access required. Working at height for these inspections was eliminated. The operator of the drone works at ground level So the risk to our employees was an absolute zero. The Dagenham team didn't settle for a job done, they decided to go further. The Dagenham team have now developed the use of drone for maintenance across the whole plant. We have looked at areas of working at height where we have to carry out preventative maintenance or inspections. We're using it for high-level motor and gearbox monitoring, we're using it for power cable monitoring, overhead conveyor monitoring, high-level cranes, roof fans, emergency lighting inspections, cooling tower inspections. The list is endless. As we develop this process, we are finding more and more applications for the drone. Working at height is always a challenge and always carries a risk to our employees. The more we can do to eliminate risk, we have a responsibility to our employees to do that. Using a drone for this type of application, using it to eliminate working at height inspections is the right thing to do. We have developed a safer system of work. Maintenance employees have to enter guarding under power from time to time. We do this under a safety permit to work, but still the employer has to enter the area. Using drones, this now eliminates that function where we can now put the drone into the area within the guarding under power. The employee can stand outside, he can manoeuvre the drone to the position that he needs to observe, and we can video the images that we require. We can then take that offline and we can do a more detailed examination of the observation we've just done with the drone. It eliminates the need for the employee to enter guarding under power. We're also using drones to go into confined space areas. Confined space areas are always a risk to our employees. Putting a drone in there in a confined space to carry out an inspection or observation again eliminates the risk to our employees. All possible safety measures are taken before entering these areas, but our employees are still exposed to areas with restricted access, areas of insufficient oxygen, the risk of explosion, physical hazards like entrapment, drowning or asphyxiation. The use of drones to film inside these areas eliminates the risk of our employees carrying out this type of inspection in a confined space and eliminates the risk. Condition monitoring is a major part of the Dagenham engine plant maintenance operating system. The drone is equipped with a thermal imaging camera that can be used to monitor temperature of equipment in areas that our normal ConMon team cannot access. Here we have images of the drone, and the camera has picked up that a motor and a gearbox is at high temperature. A recording of 71 degrees was found. The first site we would have had this without using the drone would have been a failure. We would have lost production and lost time. By using the drone, the maintenance teams were able to plan the replacement of this motor and gearbox, and that eliminated any loss to production. Drones have been used for some time now in the social sector. They have been used commercially to inspect the outside of buildings. They have been used by people in their social lives and also for their hobbies. We have developed drones to be used in the manufacturing area in Dagenham engine plants. This is the first time in Ford that we've used this kind of application. Dagenham engine plant has developed this innovation and is applying to maintenance inspections and observations within the manufacturing areas, which is giving significant benefits to the plant. Safety, we're eliminating employees working at heights in confined spaces and areas that we've deemed to be unsafe. Cost, we're eliminating the cost by not having to purchase specialist access equipment for the working at height areas. We're using less manpower and less time. Productivity, we have increased output through reducing downtime due to improved preventative maintenance plans. Mean time to repair is reduced due to the reduction in the time to inspect. We can diagnose a problem a lot earlier because we can get in and do the inspections quicker and more frequently than we previously done. Mean time between failure is extended because with a more robust preventative maintenance plan gives us better and more robust equipment. Using drones is more flexible than the current methods we use to access areas of height, confined spaces. It gives us increased flexibility. Drones can access areas of the plant that are difficult for our maintenance employees to get to. Using drones for inspections at working at height and in confined spaces gives the plant maintenance teams the flexibility to be able to inspect areas that we would not normally be able to reach. Preventative maintenance inspections can be carried out more frequently because the time to inspect has been cut down significantly. This will allow the maintenance teams to identify issues in equipment with a problem earlier and prevent the type of catastrophic failure that we experienced in Windsor plants. The video footage of these inspections can be held as a permanent record. We can use these to compare the current results with previous results. We can compare the conditions and wear rates, and then we can make decisions on how our preventative maintenance team can go forward and keep robust plans which will prevent downtime. Our plant maintenance teams will require training to operate the drones. We have agreed a training plan with Unique that forms 3 phases. The first phase is with pre-selection. This is where we test our pilots to ensure they have the right hand-to-eye coordination required to operate the drone. The second stage of the process is a basic training course which introduces them to the drone and all the operating facilities of the drone. They will learn to fly it in a controlled environment. The third stage of the training is when we do it on site in real life situations. We will be flying these drones into areas where it is very tight, very confined space. We will be using it for all kinds of applications. We need to ensure before a pilot is certified to use that they can control the drone in these areas. A pilot will only be signed off when he has completed all 3 phases. He will then be certified to fly the drone in the manufacturing areas. The use of drones is now active in Dagenham engine plants. Dagenham has identified the drone supplier, Unique UK. They have partners in Germany, in the USA and the Arab states. This package can be replicated globally for Ford, in all countries and facilities. The drone process has been presented to the global safety team. Kevin Kingston has reviewed the risk assessments and method statements. He is happy with the work that we have done. The benefits of using this kind of technology eliminates risk to our employees. Members of the Dagenham team have participated in the development of a global safety guidance procedure, FAS 08-015, the use of drones for all Ford facilities. The use of drones for maintenance activities and observations can be replicated at all Ford's global facilities. The opportunities to use this technology is not exhaustive. The teams are coming up with new ideas and new opportunities as we progress the development of this innovation. This project started out to look at one application, to inspect machine gantries. The project has been developed to include much more. This short presentation has highlighted the flexibility of the drone that can be used in a number of different activities. The project is replicable across all Ford facilities. It represents a real use of technology. It ensures the safety of our employees. It gives real cost savings to plants. It improves productivity by earlier fault diagnosis, which will avoid breakdowns in production. This project started out to look at one application, to inspect machine gantries, and it's turned into so much more. It's a really exciting project that uses technology to its ultimate. We're really happy with this project. It can be replicated globally around Ford. The Dagenham engine team would like to thank the committee for allowing us to present our project at this year's awards ceremony.